You know, for a while, Matthew Vaughn was one of my favorite directors, but let's see if that's the case with this latest film, Argylle. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Argylle movie review. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. All right, guys, now we have Argylle, which is the latest action thriller that's about to hit theaters. I will say that I really didn't see any trailers for this film, so I did not know what to expect. Now, this is being directed by Mr. Matthew Vaughn, and he is one of my favorite directors, especially with his comic book adaptations. If we scroll down and look at his filmography, oh my goodness gracious, Kick-Ass that he directed in 2010. I love this movie. This is like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. Also, X-Men First Class. X-Men First Class is possibly in my top 10 best, most favorite comic book films of all time. If it's not in the top 10, it's maybe in the top 12, but it is surely good. He also did Kingsman: The Secret Service, and I love that film as well. Kingsman: The Golden Circle was entertaining, but it definitely was not as good as the first film, and The Kingsman was okay, but now we have Argylle. But like I said, guys, I really didn't see any trailers for this film. I think I just saw like some posters and maybe a TV spot here and there on YouTube when I was scrolling or something like that, but I can't remember myself actually sitting and watching a full trailer from beginning to end. There was a lot of stars in this film that are in the trailers that I saw afterwards, so I was like, oh, I didn't even know they was in the movie when I was watching this, so it was a surprise to me. But before I get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this film Argylle is all about. A reclusive author who writes espionage novels about a secret agent and a global spy syndicate realizes the plot of the new book she's writing starts to mirror real-world events in real time. All right, guys, the first thing that I really did like about this film is all of the characters. There are a ton in this movie. We have Samuel Jackson, we have Bryan Cranston, we also have Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard. Anytime I've seen any of these entertainers on the big screen, on the little screen, where we're talking TV or streaming, they always entertain me to the utmost degree. And so whatever character they was playing in this movie, it was just a delight to see them. They all did a great job, and all of them were self-aware. It was like they were so excited to be a part of this film and knew that it was a movie. Like, oh my gosh, Matthew Vaughn, the director, Matthew Vaughn is behind this film. He's directing it. He's at the helm. I am so excited to be a part of this film, and that was just bleeding out at the screen. We also have John Cena, Henry Cavill, and there's a ton of other characters. I had fun with all of them. I loved them all. Really have no complaints as far as the characters are concerned. They all did a great, phenomenal job, in my opinion. Another thing that I really did like about this film is the action was fun. It was comedic, and at the very beginning of the film, it wasn't that comedic, and I was a bit turned off within the first 5 minutes of this film because the tone seemed like it was too goofy. I was saying to myself, oh, okay, it's this type of movie to where a car can just drive across a roof and defy all laws of physics. Okay, I'm in for that now that I know what we're getting, but it kind of did jar me at the beginning. But I liked it at the very beginning. I was like, okay, I'm not going to take this film too seriously. The action is kind of silly. It's going to be fun, but I'm liking it. But things did calm down a bit, but I did like the action for the most part, at least in the first half of the movie. And also, with the action being funny, the movie itself was funny too. I did laugh a number of times at the characters and the way they was reacting to all of their surroundings. There was a lot of quippy jokes and things that I can relate to. And I'm not the only person that felt that way. All of the auditorium, everybody in that room was laughing out loud, even louder than I was. Sometimes I think people around me were overdoing it, but comedy is subjective, and who am I to judge? But this is a fun movie. You're going to laugh at the very least. And also, this was very unconventional, the way that the story unfolded. I did not know what was going to happen next. It was very, very unpredictable. And of course, we've had tons and tons of book adaptations from the beginning of time. Since since television and Hollywood film started out a number of decades ago. This is nothing new, but this does shine some new light on the way that you can have a book adaptation literally in real time as the film is progressing on, like I read from the synopsis before I got into my good things that I liked about this film. I was saying to myself, wow, I like the way they're doing this. I've never experienced this before. Again, I haven't seen every TV show or movie, but it was something fresh for me at least. And I think that is going to be the same reaction for anyone that goes to see this movie. Like, wow, I've never seen anything like this before, the way that the story is being told. And not only that is the tone, it had its own interesting tone. Again, I did use the word unconventional, but this is out there, okay? It's up there in space. It's in the rafters, okay? It is up there in the clouds. That tone, yes, that tone is up there. But guys, those are the things that I really did like about this film. Now let me transition to some things that really did not work for me in this movie, and it is so unfortunate. The first thing is there are no stakes in this movie. As soon as a character dies, you know that they're not dead. After a while, you say to yourself, okay, this character got shot, this character got blown up, this character is jumping off of a roof to their doom. It doesn't matter. They're going to come back. They will be back in 5-10 minutes at the most. Even when other characters were killing other characters and they were actually dead, I didn't feel the weight. I didn't feel the significance of it. It took all of the heat away because they was making jokes when characters were about to die, whether they were good or bad. And I just couldn't take it seriously at that point. Another thing that I did not like about this movie is it was entirely too long. It came in around 2 hours and 19 minutes, and they could have easily shaved off not 5, not 10, not 15 minutes, but 30 minutes of this movie. It got redundant, it got repetitive after a while with things going back and forth over and over and over again. And I was getting sick of it, like a merry-go-round going in a circle to infinite levels. And that became really annoying at some point in time later on in the second half of this film. And again, the tone is all over the place. I really did like it at the very beginning, but towards the middle and towards the end of the film, I did not know what I was watching, whether it was an action movie, a comedy, a thriller, a mystery, or some type of spoof. It was acting like this was Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen, rest in peace, Airplane, but then tried to be serious again like this was some Mission Impossible 007 Bond movie. It was all over the place and I did not like it. At some point, I just kind of sat back and started deep sighing to myself like, okay, this is silly. This is stupid. This scene right here, or 3, is going on far too long, and this is just dumb. I don't like it. I mean, it might as well have Krusty the Clown and Grimace from McDonald's coming in and shooting people with colorful clouds like this is a rainbow or something like that. I mean, that's literally what happened in the movie. And it just felt dumb to me. And I just really was ready to go. And I actually started dozing off in this film because I got bored and I was sleepy. And if a movie can put me to sleep, and I got some rest earlier in the day too, that's just a bad sign. Tone was all over the place. I don't know what the hell Matthew Vaughn was thinking. And it was just too silly. It was just too childish. Again, like I said, I couldn't take anything seriously. I was rolling my eyes. I took a friend with me to go see this. I was looking at this person like this at least 17 times in the movie. Like, are you watching this? Are you seeing the same movie I'm seeing? Like, are they for real? Are they serious? Do they really want people to pay for this and walk out satisfied? Because while the film started out great and it was going up to be better and better and better, when it hit the second half of the movie, choom, it just started going down, crashed and burned, and it made me want to vomit almost. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but it just wasn't good anymore. And the last thing that I absolutely hated about this film is, my goodness gracious, there was too many twists in this movie. Like, seriously, there was like 72 twists. Like, this character switches to this side, and then this character switches to this side, and then this character lost their memory because they was born over here, then flew over here, but then the world flipped upside down, but this was a dream sequence, like this was a Chris Nolan movie, like Inception, a dream within a dream, and then they on this team, and they on that team, and they keep switching sides back and forth. Oh, I'm the daddy. Oh, you the mama. You the brother. You the sister. We the cousins. I did not know what the hell was going on. It was dumb. It was confusing. The characters kept switching spots. The plot kept switching spots. The story kept switching spots. There were too many damn twists in this movie. Like a child wrote this or something with no supervision whatsoever. Like, I want to do this and I want to do that and da 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 da. No, Please calm your behind down and make it make sense. They just started writing just a bunch of randomness without any thought to where it made sense at all, and it just didn't. It was just too many twists in this movie. Seriously, if somebody counted, I would not be surprised if they said, no, Brandon, it really was 72 different twists in this movie. Not 1, 2, or 3, but like up in the 70s. It was just dumb, and there was just no point to it. There was just no point. I mean, I really wanted to like this movie. I really am a fan of Matthew Vaughn, but this thing was just like all over the place. Like the second half, it just made no sense, and I was sleepy and I was tired. I was ready to go. This is possibly the worst movie that Matthew Vaughn has ever directed, in my opinion. Let me go back. Yeah, this is I am confident in saying that out of the Kingsman Golden Circle, yeah, this is his worst film. I haven't seen Stardust or Layer Cake. I've heard great things about it, but I'm confident in saying that Argylle is the worst movie that Matthew Vaughn has ever done. This could have been like an 8.8 or an 8.5 or higher, but the second half of this movie brings it down to a low rating for me to where it's not even passing. So I'll give my rating for this at the very end, guys. But for now, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, become one of the family with Just My Opinion Reviews, and help me reach that next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. I am trying to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of February. Only you can help me do that. If I had to rate this film Argylle out of a 1 out of 10, I would give it a 5 out of 10. Yes, a 5 out of 10. It just did not work for me, and unfortunately, that's a bummer. But hey, don't listen to me. That's just my opinion. Do whatever you want to do with your coin. You may love this film. I doubt it, but you may. Guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.